Hello, I'm Joe Martin. I'm an attorney with Martin and Oliveira. I'm based out of an office here in Lenox, and my specialty is estate planning. I also do probate and a few other things. But I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about estate planning, probate, what that means, and how you can benefit. The probate process is the process where the court proves that the will is valid. They appoint a personal representative of your estate, and it's really the court process of going through and administering all of your assets, distributing all of your assets after you pass away. It comes from the Latin for to prove or to test tested or proved, and it's based around your will being proved as valid and the court overseeing the distribution of your assets. But my main goal as an estate planning attorney is when drafting your will and your power of attorney and those types of documents, looking at ways not only to accomplish the goals you have for who gets what, those kinds of things, but also to mitigate the burden on your family, your heirs, the loved ones you leave behind after you pass. We can also mitigate the estate tax burden as well for our more wealthy clients, but everybody benefits from proper estate planning to avoid the probate process. Now, depending on your asset level, that can be anything from setting up trusts, setting up beneficiary designations, transferring assets, those kinds of things. So, what my main focus is on as an estate planning attorney is the probate avoidance. The probate process, it typically takes 12 to 18 months after you pass away for the courts to have your estate totally administered, all your assets get distributed to your heirs. With the trust that we set up, beneficiary designations, and those kinds of things, whoever you pick to represent your estate after you pass is able to get all of that done without the administrative headache of dealing with the courts on top of that. Now, of course, there's no way to lessen the burden of the administrative tasks of selling the house, distributing the assets, those kinds of things. But not having to deal with the probate courts and the court system, our Berkshire probate court is great, and they've set it up to be as simple as they can, but it's still a court process. It's still a big administrative headache, and avoiding that is ideal if you can. So whether you're a 30-year-old client who's just had your first child and is considering an estate plan, there's a lot of things we do with trusts for the minor children aspect of estate planning. Whether you have over $1 million and are worried about the tax implications, Massachusetts, of course, being one of the worst states in the country to pass away in terms of our tax threshold level. We can mitigate the tax implications for wealthier clients. We can avoid the burden on your heirs and your family for everybody, and really get down to just the distribution type tasks and really, really ease the process. What we typically do here at Martin Oliveira for myself, for my estate planning, is I offer free initial consultations. I'll have clients come on down, meet with me. I ask that you get together any goals that you have ahead of time and really think about what you hope to accomplish. People tend to assume, estate planning will, who gets what, but it goes way beyond that. So think about what you want to accomplish beyond just who gets what. I want to lessen the burden for my family, lessen the burden on my children, mitigate my tax burden. Any other goals that you have, if you bring them on down to that free initial consultation, we'll be able to offer a plan that I think accomplishes all of your goals as best as possible, but also maybe suggest some things that you can accomplish that you might not thought of otherwise. The main one is I have clients that come down all the time looking for an estate plan for the who gets what, but they have not considered avoiding probate and lessening the burden and the task and the job and the pain for the family after you go. So feel free to give me a call or reach out to any estate planning specialist. Every general practice lawyer tends to have an estate planning option, but really going to an estate planning specialist and somebody who focuses on the estate planning is where you're going to get that customized plan that really accomplishes all of your goals as best as possible, as opposed to the more generic who gets what style of will. So again, I'm Joe Martin, based here in Lenox, working with Martin Oliveira, and looking forward to seeing you guys for some estate planning